Yeah, Red said, I don't know if you heard me. So Red said he's having some issues with depression. So let me invite him to the party. Not on here, but on the Xbox. Speak with him. See what's wrong.
Alright.
But we can still grind. I just won't. You know, but you'll hear. I think you'll hear me. Red.
Yo,
Hello, Red.
hello.
Hey, Red. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Red, I'm not gonna ask how you doing because I already know you told me how you feel. And so, what's the problem, man? You know, I know that you started going back to school, and you're in high school, and so sometimes you can reach a certain age, and then a wave of feeling emotions and feelings that you've never dealt with before can hit you out of the blue. So talk to me, bro. Tell me what's wrong. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. I said, did you hear anything I said?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's start like this then, because I understand you're not a big talker. Is this an issue with your social life, meaning your friends at school, something like that? You're just gonna say yes or no. Yes or no.
Um,
No. You
a
said
little
no.
bit about that. Yeah.
It's a little bit about that. Okay. Is it also family situations with mom, dad, things like that?
No.
No. Mom and dad are straight. Thank goodness. That's great. All right. So it's not mom and dad, but it's school. Is it work in school or is it the people?
Both.
Both. Okay. All right. We're making headway. Now, typically, if it's people, I mean, usually if it's people, you're 16. No, wait a minute. Yeah, you're 16 now, right? You'd be seven.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You're
16.
16. When I first met you, you were 15, right? So at 16, now we're at the apex of changing and not knowing what the fuck is going on. Okay. Now
Yeah.
let's keep in mind, Red. So let's really take a step back and understand that you're not the only one going through that in your own school. So now what we have is I say that that age in that school, that is the most emotional time in the in history. I mean in life, in the high school, because you're 16, wave of emotions and things hitting you. You're in that transition from a child to an adult, and you're just like whoa. As and then it's not just you, it's everyone else. All right. So more specifically, what is it? Is it a person or is it people? We're going to start with the people first. No, excuse me. We're going to start with the
It's
work
cheap.
first. No, let's start with the work first.
Alright.
All right. So the work is hard. What is it that you're taking up? What subjects they have you on?
It's not really. It's hard, but there's a lot of it,
It's a lot of work. Yeah.
and I've been sick lately. Probably like super behind.
Right. Yeah, you sound real stuffy. You do sound sick. So you're behind in your work. You're upset about that.
Right.
Right. Now the people. what's going on to where it's causing you distress and depression?
Mm,
Anyone say something to you?
none. I mean, it's just mostly me freaking self-conscious and stuff.
Right, right. I understand. I understand. Look, Red, I made you a Baron Esquire for a reason. I made you a Baron Esquire because I see your diligence, I see your resilience, and I see that you're humble as well. What I've learned is that humble people have the toughest time finding the balance between their value, or I'm sorry, just finding the balance in their value. It's like, it's weird because it's like what makes a humble person humble is that they don't see themselves as being too much of anything extravagant. But then it just seems to plummet. They don't stop at a healthy level. It just keeps getting lower and lower. And I'm seeing now that you're in the same position. At first, it was moderate. You were humble, but you didn't think too much of yourself, but you were proud of your accomplishments and what you've done and what you did in the past. Now, because of the overwhelming powers that be, you find it, you find yourself in a conundrum where now you are stressed, and the stress leads to depression
Yeah,
because the depression causes you to turn once you hit that level. The depression causes you to turn on yourself, and that's what's happening. Or as a result, rather, let me say, uh, your the overwhelming energy that's hitting you, and you being behind in this and things like that, will cause your self confidence to plummet. Then that will only exaggerate your depression, and then you'll end up turning on yourself. So then what we have to do is we have to find out a few things. The first thing we have to find out is, what is it that you dislike about yourself so much that you are beating yourself up? Now, I kind of have an idea because I remember when it took you forever to show a picture of yourself, and you saw a picture of me, and then you were real reluctant to show a picture. Then I saw you and I said, he's actually handsome. He looks like every other 16-year-old I've seen. Not the carbon copy, but you know what I mean. Like there was nothing deformed or anything. And I learned, yeah, he's very self-conscious. So it's your looks. What else is there?
mm, honestly, the looks. I'd say I'm real lazy. I hate that about myself. I won't do nothing but play games all day.
No, Red.
Getting kind of mad at myself.
But Red, listen to me. Listen to me, Red. And I really mean it. You have to listen to me. I have told so many people time and time and time again. At the tender age of 16, it's perfectly fine that you play games. You're still in school. If you have an issue with yourself, you don't beat yourself up. You search for solutions. You speak up. You speak out. That's what I'm here for. And then we find a solution together. Look, let me tell you something. This is how you've trained yourself to beat yourself up. But guess what? If you were trapped in a room and you were told that you have 45 seconds, no, let's say 45 minutes to find a way out of this room or you'll lose your life. It was a movie like that. You definitely would not be beating yourself up. You'd be trying to find a way out.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm telling you, employ the same strategy. We have to find a solution. Beating yourself up is not the solution. That's not going to help you in any way. You and I together can find a solution. It's going to take more than just today. It could take several days, but we will find a solution. But what I will say, the first step is to acknowledge, okay, I have to find a solution. We're problem solvers here at the Vanir family, bro. That's what we do. That's definitely what I do. Look at how many members I have
Right.
to deal with. I talk to you guys because I care, and I talk to you guys on a level beyond just the video game. So now you should be happy. Why? Because you actually have help. You have someone who cares. That alone should motivate you enough to at least say, okay, let us start working toward finding a solution. Lloyd, I'm gonna shake your hand. We're down. I'm down with you. Then you lay all your cards out on the table. That's the first step. So, do you agree with me? Will you shake my hand virtually and say, let us try to find a solution together?
Yeah.
Well, let me hear it.
Like,
No,
I
I
already
want you to
told
say,
you.
let us try to find a solution together.
I Let's find a solution together.
Great. So now, first problem. I've told people this before. What I've learned in my life is that there is usually a root cause, or sorry, a root cause of what makes us feel these levels of sadness that ends up plummeting us into this deep depression. So there's an underlying cause. I believe that underlying cause starts with your background, but we're not going to get too much into that. What we can do is we can address it in a way or approach it in a way to where we make it make sense. How do we do that? Well, the first step is that echo. I'm kind of hearing the echo a little bit. If you mind, could you mute your mic sometimes until you actually speak? Okay. The first step is something that I like to do. I like to embrace my shortcomings. Sometimes I feel like I'm lazy. A lot of times. I embrace it. I embrace it and then I tell myself, next time, you just do a little better. You. I'm not going. I know. No, wait a minute. I just had to sit back and think. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I beat myself up too. I do. And I think about it. I beat myself up too. I really do. But then, when my mind starts to get flooded with those negative thoughts, uh, I picture myself like standing on this highway, this mind highway, and I see all the negative thoughts going faster than the speed of light. And I say, well, I can jump in this and let it take me. I can let the negative thoughts take me. Or I can stand on the side and observe these negative thoughts and say, damn, do I want to be a part of that? And I say no, and I walk the other way. Now for you, that's going to be easier said than done. But the negative thoughts are coming from your experiences, and your experiences have been hard. You've told me some personal things about your life, and so I know, I understand. Like I said, we don't have to get into it, but you being self-conscious is a normal thing. And the issue with people is that, or rather, the solution to that is exactly what I'm doing now. The solution to understanding your problem and addressing your problem is truly to start thinking outside yourself. Have you ever wondered why I really enjoy and love to help people? Have you?
Uh, no, not really. Just like I said, you care a lot.
Care a lot, right? But guess what I've learned? I learned that there's true happiness in giving. Not only that, as you become empathetic to other people's problems, you start to minimize your own problems. I said, man, my problems aren't that bad. Because
Right.
now I get to see Mike's problem. Now I get to see Larry's problem. Now I get to see Joe's problem. Now I get to see Thomas's problem. Now I get to see uh, 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 Matthew's problem. I see so many problems and so many people that need help as well that I say, wow, I'm not the only one.